Literally means destroyed city, ruined city. And according to the history, this place was devastated invasion by the Delhi Sultans during the 14th century. And due to that invasion, in those days, the whole city, the fort, the palace has been completely destroyed. And after the destruction, possibly this place was called a destroyed city, a ruined city, what currently called Halebeedu. I think all of you know, before Halebeedu, this place was called Dwara Samudra. It was the sea. It was also called the gateway to the sea during 11 and 12th century. And unfortunately, after 900, it is a very small town. Halebeedu is a very small town at present. The total strength of the town is only below 10,000 people in board, and the occupation is agriculture. The town is poor, but we have a very rich and ancient temple called Halebeedu temple. This temple is dedicated to Lord Shiva. Belur temple is dedicated to Lord Vishnu. This is dedicated to Lord Shiva. If we believe the history, and this is the Shiva temple constructed over a period of 109 years. There are more than 20,000 slavers in those days still believe it is not a complete architecture. Maybe it's an incomplete, since it has missing rivers called Gopuram. As we might expect, as like the lavish work of architecture, Belur, Halebeedu, Shavana Belogola, all the three places coming under Hassan district, and every side of Belur Halebeedu temples have offered a visitor a glimpse of golden pot. And finally, these are all the monuments under the control of the ASA department. Since 1952, the timings of the temple, it is open with the sunrise, closed with the sunset. For more information, please step into the monument. We are in Halebeedu temple, and this temple construction believed to have been started 1121 AD by the minister of Hoysala kingdom by name Ketu Malla. I said my introduction, this is not a complete architecture. Complete temple give a sign if there is a gopuram above the structure, above the sanctum, give a sign of the complete architecture. When there is no gopuram, it may be said it may be incomplete. And before it could have been completed, history said this place was invaded by the Delhi Sultans during the 14th century, particularly from the Khilji dynasty. As you know, Delhi Sultans, they ruled for more than 300 years, but more than 5 dynasties. Slave, Khilji, Tughlaq, Sayyid, Lodhi. Because Lodhi was defeated at Babur in the first battle of Panipat during 1526 to the end of the rule of the Delhi Sultans, and Khilji was to become a second Alexander, who has been astute administrator. He has sent his minister to looted the southern kings. First he went to Golconda. He defeated the king called Pratapa Rudra. They were second of the Kakatiya dynasty. He looted whole the way, including the Kohinoor diamond. I think you know Kohinoor diamond, which is the record of the biggest in the history of the world. Then he invaded this place with the Hoysala dynasty. So there were more than 14 kings for the Hoysala dynasty. And the first was Sala. The popular king was Vishnuvardhana. The last was Veera Ballala III. So Malik Kafur defeated Veera Ballala III and also killed and looted whole the way and carried on the camels. Since this place was called 14th century Halebeedu, said to be known as Halebeedu. But initially, historically, this place was called Dwara Samudra, but in those days, similarly, that place was Belur was called Velapuri. That place was Velapuri. This place both were the capitals for the Hoysala kingdom. The name of the stone is called the soft stone. Locally, it's called the soft stone, but technically, it's called the chlorite of stone. This is also a beautiful name. It's called chlorite cyst. And the speciality of the stone, when first quarried, the stone is very soft, easily workable, but it hardens in over time as it exposed to the elements. Because of the easy of the soft stone, they took only the soft stone about 900 years back. And this stone source itself only 4 kilometers. There is an English proverb is called Belur temple is much more inside beauty, Halebeedu temple is आउटसाइड ब्यूटी. हिंदी में कहावत है कि बेलूर की मंदिर अंदर की खूबसूरती है और हलेबीडू की मंदिर बाहर की खूबसूरती है. Now we are on the eastern part. You can see the 11 panels over here. And the first panel, you can see the elephant on march with the different moods and the postures. Some of running, some of fighting, some of peaceful, and some of them different lively attitude. Second panel, the symbol of the Hoysala dynasty, the lion. Third and fifth, you have the scroll designs. And the fourth panel, you can see the charging horseman. Sixth panel, at our eye level, we can see the stories from Ramayana, Mahabharata, Bhagavad Gita, and even Puranas. And the seventh will have a mythical be called Makara Shardula. I think you observed at Belur. It's a purely imaginary which does not exist on the earth. Place. Lion's legs, elephant trunk, crocodile mouth, cow's ears, monkey's eyes, pig's body, peacock plumage. And what does it mean? It means the claws of the lion indicates the power of strength. Trunk of the elephant indicates the power of lifting. Mouth of the crocodile for a strong grip. The ears of the cows for a alertness. Eyes of the monkey for a sharpness. Stomach of the pig for a digestion. And at last the feather of a peacock for a beauty. It's a purely imaginary which does not exist on the earth. 8th term we have a swan, the vehicle of Brahma and Saraswati. Look at the 9, 10, 11, the eastern part. We have some cultural activities, and at last we have the ventilation. So totally we are in the temple, which the temple almost belongs to 9th century old, built by the Hoysala dynasty during the 12th century. Proceed please. Don't go. It is believed that after meditation is to take alcohol, because see the toddy trees over here, toddy being collected and kept in a pot. In the mean, you can see a bird has come and sit and took a drop of alcohol. What does it mean? It means taking alcohol is not bad, but how much you can take? A little drop like a bird can have, it is harmless. If you had a parts together at a time, it will become a poisonous like a snake. So what I mean to say is a glass of wine a day may lower risk of the depression according to the scientist. The drinking moderate amounts of wine may provide protection against the heart disease, but only in people who are in exercise. The first will have to be placed over here. Second attempt is go for a sketch and a drawing. And the third attempt, the students going to go for a chiseling of a stone. This was the end of the first part. It looks like a second attempt. It looks like a third attempt. Of course, this may be a final part. And up to this part, the sculptor did their work at the spot because could have reached easily. And the top ones, they are done away from Halebeedu, away from Dwarasumutra in those days. Brought it and fifth like an interlock system. I think you know from Belur Guide, most probably Hoysala's temples did not use any kind of mortar and cement in those days. What I mean to say is mortar and cement was not used. Instead, the stones were cut and fit together. And their weight stabilized the building since from 12th century. If there is a Shiva temple, so Shiva vehicle, the form of a bull. This is said to be the 7th biggest Nandi in India. Anybody knows where is the biggest Nandi in India? Lepakshi. The biggest in India is at Lepakshi, Andhra Pradesh. The biggest is at Lepakshi, Andhra Pradesh. That stands number 1 in India, 1 in the world. Second, third is Tanjavaram, Rameshwaram at Tamil Nadu. The fourth is at Bangalore. I think you know there is a temple by name called Bull Temple. That temple also famous for Kadlekai Parshe. I think you know Kadlekai Parishe. That temple attracts the farmers. They arrive with the groundnut garlands for a bull. Probably only one of its kind in the country. That's called the 4th biggest in India. So the 5th at Mysore Chamundi Hill. I think you know the 5th at Mysore Chamundi Hill. You can see 6th on the right part. This stands the 6th biggest in India, and this is the 7th in the size wise. But in beautiful and decoration is concerned, this Nandi stands number 1 in India, particularly in the decoration and the beautiful. And as far as the stone is concerned, they took only a single piece of stone. Come inside, please. You see the blood veins, evidence of nostril, flower of garlands, bell, jinklings, anklets, and usually we can see one eyebrow. The Sanja have got more than 5 to 6 eyebrows above to the eye. This is possibly signify this is so beautiful Nandi in India. I said already they took only a single piece of stone. It's a monolithic. So according to that one legend, this the sacred mount is an ardent devotee of Lord Shiva. Received a similar was just to Shivalingam. 1 minute time to take a round and have the photographs. 1 minute time for you, please. This is called Dukuta Chala. What does it mean? Ekakuta. If there is a one sanctum inside the temple, it is called Ekakuta. If there is two sanctum in a single temple, it is called Dukuta Chala. Ekakuta, Dukuta, Trikuta, Chaturkuta, Panchakuta. Out of all, this is the Dukuta. Because we can see two lingam inside, both in the form of a lingam. So this is not a single temple, this is two temples in a single platform called Hoysaleshwara, Shantaleshwara, two temples in a single platform but interlinked with the common wall. Out of the two, this is the first temple for Queen Shantala. I think all of you know.
Uncle, one more.
I will take you later. I have been shown you, I will take care. I will try to show from the outside, okay? Okay, group, out of the two, this is the first temple for Queen Shantala. I think all of you know. Queen Shantala, wife of King Vishnuvardhana. Queen Shantala was known to be very beautiful and a gifted dancer herself. King Vishnuvardhana constructed Belu temple first during 1117 after he was defeated Cholas at Talakadu. Because Cholas were the enemies of the Hoysalas, he made a war to Talakadu, was defeated them over there during 1114 AD. After defeating them, then he constructed Belu temple to make a victory over the Cholas. As a tribute to Lord Vishnu was suggested by the teacher Ramanujacharya. But this temple said to be was not built by King Vishnuvardhana. Because as all of you know, King Vishnu belongs to a Vaishnavas. This is for the Shaivas. This was built by his minister Ketu Malla, who was the staunch devotee of Lord Shiva. Some a little more passion and the affair, the king and the queen. He wanted to give a gift to the king by constructing two temples in a single platform. Then the temple was dedicated to Lord Shiva. To become a true Indian. Okay, group. Anybody tell me, please, what is the height of Bahubali?
58 feet.
58 feet. Whether it's the right answer? Which is the right answer? Which is the right answer? What is the height of Bahubali? 58.8 is the right answer. Jeet gaye 1 lakh rupiya. Even if you say 58, you will get 99%. If you say 58.8, you will get 100%. 1 lakh goes to the stadium. Sorry, sir. Okay, I'm not giving the money, but not to go to Amitabh to collect the money. Okay, group. Can you say some words about Shavandogada if you're interested? Can I say some words about Shavandogada? Yeah. Only for 2 minutes, please. Not for the lengthy history, only for 2 minutes. So Shavandogada, the name came through with Shamanara Bilikuda. It was called Shamanara Bilikuda. Shamana, a Jain saint. Bili, the white. Kola, the tan. It means a white tan for a Jain saint, probably called Shamanara Bilikuda, and subsequently it is called Shavana Velogada. I will give an example for you, please. Bendakalu, now it is called Bengaluru. Mahishasura, now it is called Mysuru. Like that Shamanara Bilikuda, and subsequently is called Shamana Velogada. But originally the place was called Bhaktu, about 2000 years back. Also note please, the place is also called Dakshina Kashi and Varanasi. Varanasi, the one the place is famous for the devout Hindus. And Shamana Velogada, one the place is famous for the devout Jainism. It is a Jain pilgrimage, it is not a Hindu pilgrimage. It is a Jain pilgrimage center. And whatever see, Bahubali will represent the highest values of life, selflessness and renunciation. I think you know Bahubali was the eldest son of first Tirthakara Adinath Rishabhadev. All of you know, please, in Jainism there were 24 Tirthakara. The first was Adinath Rishabhadev. Who was the last? Vardhaman Mahavir. Vardhaman Mahavir was said to be the last Tirthakara Abhijit Dev. This is our man. So the first was Adinath, the last was Vardhaman Mahavir. But here, what you have seen the statue over there, Bahubali was the youngest son of the first Tirthakara Adinath Rishabhadev, who was involved with his brother Bharata in a bitter struggle for the power after the exit of the emperor. And this the struggle ended in a dual fight between which ultimately Bahubali was won. That's the point. Bahubali defeated his own brother Bharata in 3 competitions. That is called Jala Yuddha, Malla Yuddha, and Drushti Yuddha. He should have become the emperor. Instead, he returned Aridaba to his brother and took the penance in a strategic correct position for more than 1 year till salvation, that to be in a new form. If you believe the history, after Bharata's name, our country known as Bharat, besides India, though the statue of Gomateshwara, Bahubali is standing in a nature, not even inch, does not look out of proportion. I think you know there is a Mahamastak being credited a very once in it is called Mahamastak. I think the work is going on there. That is called Mahamastak Abhishek. It's almost like a Kumbh Mela. Have you heard about Kumbh Mela? Kumbh Mela, which have been out the northern part of India, Allahabad, Haridwar, Ujjain, now it is called Kumbh Mela. This is called Mahamastak Abhishek. Means sacred bath. Bahubali is the bath with the sacred water which kept in 1008 kalasas. It have been collected from almost all the rivers and the water resources of land. And afterwards they tend to go with water, so we can juice, milk, curd, jaggery, saddlefish, whatever you invest silver and gold flow. And finally, silver can be poured over the head of Gomateshwara over a bit of 10 to 20 days. That is called Mahamastak Abhishek. All of you know is that the festival which will be held only once in 12 years. The last Abhisheka was during 2006, the next will be the 2018, just about I think around the corner. That the festival starts from the first week of February during 2018. The whole what it's chronic. Anybody knows the age of Bahubali? The age of Bahubali. The age of Bahubali comes exactly 1037 years old statue. All of you know the date because it was constructed in the date of 981 AD. 981 AD when the Ganga dinner, the famous sculptor was Arishtanevi. The king was Rajamalla. So the prime minister was the Chaundaraya. It is the whole world. It's it is belongs to a Jain lineage. I think all of you know. Anybody Jain in the group? No Jain religion. Jainism is one of the greatest faith in India. There are about more than 5 to 6 million people living in India. They believe in ahimsa, non-injury. No religion has ahimsa so far as Jainism has done. In Jainism, there are two communities, the name called Shwetambar, Digambar. We identify Shwetambar with the white class, we identify Digambar with the nude farm. I said already, Vardhaman Mahadev was said to be the founder of Jainism, that guy. The founder of Buddhism was Gautama Buddha. The founder of Jainism was Vardhaman Mahadev. I think you saw there is another hill there, this is called Chandragiri. I think you might have not visited over there. You visited only one hill is called Indragiri. There is also another hill is called Chandragiri. I think you might have not visited over there. That the Chandragiri stands for Chandragupta Maurya, the founder of the Mauryan dynasty, who came from North India during that period when North India was affected with big famine for more than 12 years. He came along with his teacher Bhadrava with the 700 states and making this over day. That's the Chaundaraya is laying into the two what is called Chandragiri and Indragiri. For information, I think you know King Vishnuvardhana of the Hoysala dynasty initially was belongs to a Jainism. His real name was called Vittivardhana, Vittideva, who skipped Jainism and entered Vaishnava under his teacher Ramanujacharya, who came from Tamil Nadu, from Sri Perambadur, who held the Vishishta Dvaita with the world of Brahma were united like a body and soul. He skipped Jainism and entered Vaishnava with a new name called Vishnuvardhana. Then he constructed more Vaishnava temple in South India. Okay, come close. It is a combination of 5 parts called Panchashila, Stamba and Sakshi. These are all called a lathe to 10. Go back to the 12th century, there was no very advanced technology in those days. They are going to be 10 people are taking the help of a lathe. A lathe, a machine for shaping wood and the metals were rotating an article. Yaganesh, the chant, they were cutting to the This is very famous in Vaishnava because it supports the beam support the whole group skills from 900 years. Come to the dancing god. And wherever you go, when you see the Hoysala, the temple is comprised with 3 parts. Followed by a vestibule, and this is called the dancing hall. In those days, Queen Shantala used this platform for the dancing purpose. She was a classical dancer. She wanted to appease the Shiva. She wanted to please the Shiva. As we know, mythology said Shiva is also called a great dancer, supreme dancer called Nataraj. And how she was performed, you see the images. You saw them in the Queen Shantala called Shilavalikas, Apsaras, also called Madanikas. Totally, it was more than 84 statues longer. If you count now, it may become only 13 or 14. Shilavalika literally means a beautifully sculpted woman is called Shilavalika. And some of the Shilavalika inspired by Queen Shantala. Look at the ceiling, please. This is Shiva Parvati, is called Natara, Shiva Tanda. They would find the gardens of the 8 directions called Ashta Dikpalakaru. I think you know, according to Hindu religion, we have the 8 direction. Each direction has a god. First we will see Indra is called Airavata. He represents the god of heaven. Agni is called Ram. Represents the god of fire. Yaman is called Bison. Represents the god of death. Nardin is called Nam. Represents the god of monsoon. Varuna. Varuna towards the west, the god of rain. Vayu is called deep. Represents the god of wind. Kubera. I think all of you know Kubera. Remember what? Money. Everybody wants to become a Kubera in the world. Kubera means money, the god of wealth, the god of finance. And at last, Ishan is called Nandi Maharaj, the god of agriculture. To represent the guardians of the 8 direction is called Ashta Dikpalakaru according to the Hindu myth. Here we can see the 2 Shaiva Dwarpalakas by name called Shungeshwar, Bringeshwar. When you are in Belur temple, I think you know, the goddess of Vishnu by name called Jaya and Vijaya. Jaya and Vijaya for Vishnu, for Chandrakeshava, for Vijay Narayana. When you are in Halebeedu temple, so Shungeshwar, Bhringeshwar. Look at the majesty, the beauty, the taste of the ornaments are absolutely fantastic, absolutely fabulous. We never come across such a minute, delicate, intricate, the detailed carvings throughout in the world except Hoysala art and architecture. One minute. enter the temple with the knock and take you to the southern Deccan. If you believe that, this was the royal and so the royal family in those days. Believe that the king and the queen used to enter a temple with this way to worship Lord Shiva. So for the kind information, please, it is also a place near the name called Bedawadi. Anybody heard about Bedawadi? Anybody heard Bedawadi? Have you heard?
No.
In which district it comes? In which district it comes? Bedawadi, Chikmagalur district. All of you know, case studies group, nobody knows. There is a place called Bedawadi, a distance of only 12 kilometers. There is a temple name called Veera Narayan. That was built by the grandson of Vishnuvarmana, the name called Veera Ballala, second during the 13th century. That place coming under Chikmagalur district. Once the place was called Chaknagar, where Bhima killed Bakasur in Mahabharata. There you see the three important deities, Vedugopal, Vijayanath, so Veera Narayan, and also Yoga, all the forms of Vishnu. As far as the Krishna is concerned, made of in a soligram stone taken from Nepal during the 13th century. Okay, group, this lot and money have been given to us to carry out the different work and the rituals. The name of the Dharma reader over in Sanskrit. See, the language is Sanskrit, the script is Devanagari. It's all called Old Kannada. Anybody heard the place is called Shumaga in Karnataka? Yes. All of you know about Shumaga. Shumaga, which is about only, I think from here to Shumaga, it's about 120 kilometers. If you visit Shumaga somewhere in the future for your personal work, don't forget to visit a place is called Mattu near Shivamogga. It's about only 10 kilometers away from Shumaga. So why you know why it is very famous? Sanskrit. Ek crore ka sawal tha. Mattur is famous for Sanskrit. It is also called Sanskrit village of Karnataka. It is also called Sanskrit village of India. If you go there, somebody will come and with contact with you, Bhavati Kusalam. Means what? Bhavati Kusalam means what? Had you had your lunch? But that is the very small with the capacity of only 300 people in over the since for the 13th century. So if you go there, even the Sanskrit language you can see even the streets that starts from even the vegetable vendor up to the priest. That is called the Sanskrit village of Karnataka. One can visit the place to see how the people will speak Sanskrit. Most of the 300 people, most of them speaks only Sanskrit. 30% of the villages belongs to the Brahmin community. Rest are to other communities called Sanskrit village of Karnataka. The common bar. See the like this. Again, we can see the two Shaiva Dwarpalakas, the name called Shrunkeshwar, Bhrungeshwar. Have a quick look. This time they are revealing the human sutta which is hollow inside, which is empty inside. And even if you would like to pass, you can pass the stick from ear to the ear. Can you make it out? Also you can pass one from mouth to the ear. Also you can pass one from eye to the ear. Also you can pass one from under the crown. And this is the rare made an architectural wonder. This is the monument with outstanding universal value. She has become Chamara Dharani. And what she wears a necklace, here one necklace, you put a stick, also you can pass a stick from one necklace to the another necklace. So this is the beauty of the Hoysala art and architecture. The whole thing made up in a single piece of stone called Makara Torana. In the center, Shiva performed the dance in the center, right Brahma, left Vishnu, either, but again we can see a mythical called Makara Shardula. Once again, please, lion's legs, elephant trunk, crocodile mouth, cow's ears, monkey's eyes, snake's body, and the peacock plumage. 2 minute time to take the worship of Lord Shiva. 2 minutes time. Join the DVDs, study, see, make it fast. And okay, group, we'll take you outside. I said already, when we are in Belur temple is only much more inside beauty. This is outside beauty. We take you outside. The westerns follow covered with an endless varieties of gods, goddesses, birds, animals, dancing girls, and the stories of Ramayana, Mahabharata, Bhagavad Gita, and even Purana. Let's go. And bottom again we can see the two Shaiva Dwarpalakas, the name called Shrunkeshwar, Bhrungeshwar. But unfortunately, the hands have been shaped with the local vandalism during the 14th century. Okay, in those days, if you believe the history, about 1 kilometer away, a man killing the lion after worshipping these two said to be the king and the queen used to enter to a temple to worship Lord Shiva. I think all of you know Ganesh. Ganesh, the most important god in the pantheon. You call upon him the important ventures, be it a day of a school, an important examination, stepping out of a new job, any religious function, we start to worship Ganesh first, even though they were also worship Ganesha during the Hoysala period. Come to the left, please. Also, you see the mouth is open like creaking. Look at the tile has gone through here. This is only the sculptor's imagination because Ganesha too fat. His vehicle is too small. It won't tolerate the weight of its artist been caught in a struggling mode. This is the brother of Ganesh, caught in a vehicle peacock. 3 important gods. Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara. All of you know, Brahma the generator, Vishnu the sustainer, Shiva is the destroyer. Because we call them as the God. The spell of the God is called GOD, God. Simply believe G for generator, O for operator, D for the destroyer. Generator, operator, and the destroyer, also called Srishtikarta, Sthitikarta, Layakarta, even in Sanskrit. This is one of the forms Shiva and Parvati called Amma and Maheshwara. It is said that when Parvati is silent, her vehicle is mongoose. When Parvati is in angry mood, her vehicle will be the lion. See with the earrings, how it was so modern during the 12th century. What I mean to say is, modern along came from the 12th century, not from the 21st century. This is one of the forms of Shiva called Kala Bhairaveshwar. Shiva has more than 10 to name, but according to Vyasa, the sun is called Kala Bhairavesh in mood form. Right hand holding a sword, left hand holding a dimage from it, the blood is coming out at the bottom. The dog is jumping and trying to drink that blood. It is said that the demon's blood should not fall stone. If it falls stone, it will create another demon. She is called Mohini. I think how did Belur Mohini? According to one mythology, Lord Vishnu transformed into Mohini to kill the demon Bhasmasura. Mohini, the head of the Sura Sundari. She also called Surottame. She also called the Selajins called Mohini. Once again, Lord Vishnu took the from Mohini to kill the demon Bhasmasura, the hero of Mahararjuna. This is Arjuna shooting the fish aside, taking the reflection in the oil pan. Because see, the fish have been placed on a high and above pillar. Does he won this battle? He won the hands of Prince Draupadi in the marriage. It's also called Draupadi Swayamvara, a great episode in Mahabharata. And this is the image of Goddess Lakshmi, Goddess Saraswati. It's a quite common, all the Vaishnava, also the concept of Lord Brahma. Most important lady of Vedabur called Darpana Sundari. I think you know Darpana Sundari. Darpan means a mirror. Sundari means a beautiful lady holding a mirror in the left hand with the right hand. By using the fourth probably a bindi called Anamika. In those days, ladies, gents use one of the full opening a bindi. Even today, after the worship, ladies, gents use one of the full opening a bindi card. And now because she is admiring her beauty and looking at the mirror called Darpana Sundari. The first masterpiece. Krishna lifted that Govardhana Giridhare. Come close, please. I think all of you know Govardhan is in Vrindavan, where Krishna spent all his childhood. The youth, the people who started worship on Indra, the stopped worship on Indra, started worship on Krishna. Indra jealous on Krishna. He decided to punish all the way by sending heavy storm, gust to see. This is the living mountain, please. This is the living mountain. See my light, please. So this is a plantain tree over here. Can you make it out? This is a plantain tree. Also, you can see a banana. Look at the right, you can see a monkey is climbing to eat the banana. And the left you can see this is a tiger entering the cave. And hunter hunting the pig. A man is climbing the mountain. There is a cat catches the rat. Can you make it out? There is a cat catches the rat. Also you can see there is a peacock lizard climbing the mountain. The whole thing is made up in a single piece of stone. If you believe the concerned department, this is the first masterpiece. Krishna lifted that Govardhana Giridhare. By the way, this is the second masterpiece. Shiva dancing inside the stomach of the elephant. Because see the elephant, two back legs and the tail has gone up. Because see the elephant, two front legs and the face in the bottom. Shiva cheered the skin, get inside the stomach of the elephant and dance. Also, you can see the sacred mount of Lord Shiva, Nandi also dancing along with his master. Shiva light was getting inside Shiva's left hand nail also pierced out of the skin over here. Because of this minute and the delicate carvings, probably Belur Halebeedu temples have declared the best architecture in the world. And this is a small entertainment for you. Come close to, I think you observe Belur. An artist draws artist who is approaching a donkey faced girl. So there is a sloka in Sanskrit called Prapthe Shodashe Varshe Gardabe Apsare Bhavat. It means when a boy attains the age of 16, he makes love even to a donkey faced girl. Because of the love is blind, according to the William Shakespeare, the great literature from England. Hindi mein kaha